Alright, so today we finally got information about the upcoming Chaos Zero Nightmare update. So I want to give you all a sort of like TLDR version of how everything's going to work and give my overall thoughts as well about this update, which it is looking pretty good. So I am happy about that. So the biggest part of this update, which is the Forbidden Catalyst update, is going to be on the screen right here. A lot of the content is based around the actual like gameplay, which I think is very good because a lot of gacha games, they like, especially the Hoyoverse ones, not to throw shade, but they make events in those games that are just like not related to like the core gameplay a lot of the time. But this one is fully based on combat and running through the chaos, which is like two of the really main parts of the game here. So updates for Chaos Zero Nightmare are going to last 9 weeks. So every 9 weeks we will get a major update, which is super nice, and they're going to be releasing characters every 3 weeks. So we're going to get 3 characters here. We have Yuki being the first character, which a lot of people are excited about because she probably was playable in like a previous beta or something, which I didn't really keep up with the game back at that point. But Yuki being here is cool. Then we also have Chizuru, and then I believe the other girl's name is Sereniel. So the 3 of them will be the characters released throughout the Forbidden Catalyst update here, which is super nice to have them confirmed there, but we only really know what Yuki's going to be doing. But to go over just like the overall update content, the main thing is that we are getting a new chaos called Laboratory Zero, which has some pretty cool, designs and everything like that, which if I believe it's over this way in the video because they had some imagery of it. Had some pretty cool backgrounds and everything, I'd say. Yeah, like a pretty cool like laboratory, kind of like corrupted kind of area there, which is going to have some new like cards as well. Yeah, some new cards here, like these forbidden cards. They have some extra like season specific cards because there is going to be save data specifically for this season. And the way that's going to work is you can still use it across the entire game with like your regular grinding, your base in the hyperspace, like endgame stuff. But to take on the main modes of this, the Nebula Distortion and the Great Rift, you're gonna need to use season save data from that. So you're gonna want to do the Chaos here. There's gonna be a 3-part story as well, focusing on the 3 characters mainly, as well as the SS Nightmare, the usual squad should be in there as well, I would assume. And by doing all of the content in here, you're going to be able to use a currency in the supply store, which the supply store is going to have some extra, free pulls. Yeah, as we see right here, it's going to have some free pulls, both rate up and standard, as well as the prism pulls. Plus, they're going to be giving this in the shop as well, the Omega code. This allows you to unlock a dupe in any 5-star character completely for free. All you have to do is get the amount of the resource, the pure white fragments from the seasonal stuff, to be able to unlock that, which is super huge, honestly, because you are just going to be able to get a dupe for free, which is going to increase the abilities of whatever character you give it to. So that is going to be super good as well. So to go over those 2 modes next, because I won't really dwell too much on Yuki herself, which she is a cool character. She is focused on AoE damage and a lot of card drawing stuff, so she's gonna have some pretty solid damage there as a like DPS style character. But we have 2 main modes here. We have the Nebula Distortion and the Great Rift. Now I'm gonna go to those parts of the video here to explain them, but starting out with the Nebula Distortion, this one is going to be it's kind of similar if you've played Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, where you have a boss that you fight against, and you have, or like a stage that you go against, and you apply buffs to that boss to make them stronger. And depending on the amount of buffs, you'll get increased rewards by doing this. And there's gonna be 3 bosses throughout the season here that'll unlock at different times. So it'll be good to do these as well once you have some pretty well built season data, and you'll be able to get some extra rewards from here as well, including that shop currency. Then the other mode that they have, the Great Rift, is going to be a sort of single-player raid boss kind of thing, where you take in 2 teams. You take in a Vanguard and a Rearguard team to deal as much damage as you can to this big boss. It's going to have a ton of health. Like in the gameplay, I think bro had like 42,000 health. So it's not something that like you have to fully defeat, but you want to try to deal as much damage and gain as much points as you can within the amount of turns that they give you in this fight. So it is a pretty cool thing as well, and that also gives you the ability to get, extra rewards as well. So you definitely do want to do these 2 modes when you can, because that is going to be very helpful in just getting you to those like shop rewards, because the big thing you want to try to grind for are those shop rewards, as well as the save data, because you'll still be able to use that outside of the season. So you do get a very solid amount of replayability from the content here, which is very good. So then other than that, for the stream here, they also do have some login bonus events as well. We have a pull login bonus where they give you 5 standard pulls and 5 rate up pulls across 7 days. They're also doing one where they're giving us 800 crystals across 7 days as well. And we're also getting the prism login bonus 2 here for the prism pulls. So it looks like we'll get 10 from there, which is super nice to get those like extra holographic bonuses as well for like the Epiphany cards. So that is very cool as well. And they also did announce this last like major thing. They're going to increase the amount of rewards from the rank up rewards, which is super nice to just give us some extra resources. And for people who have ranked up past the ones that they're buffing, they are going to give us those rewards in the mail. So that'll be great to get some extra resources for our characters. So we do love to see that too. Now, other than the live stream here, which overall I think this is a pretty solid amount of content in just allowing us to have a lot of replayability, test out some new characters. With I'm sure there's gonna be character trials throughout the story for first Yuki obviously, and then the other 2 characters as their stories come out. But I do like the fact that we do have that solid amount of replayability, because I think it should keep people relatively engaged. And then if they're going to be adding some more stuff every 3 weeks with the other characters, I think that's a pretty reasonable amount of time, while people can still do like the regular chaos and the codex as well, and make progression in the hyperspace Dawn and the hyperspace Twilight as well for the endgame stuff. So there still is a pretty decent amount of stuff to do in this game, which is pretty nice. But then they also had this developer note go out as well as the live stream, which is going to have a few extra details of not only what's coming out in the season 1 update right away, but also stuff that they are confirmed working on. Firstly, which we just talked about, the extra rank up rewards, which is going to be super nice. We do love to see that as well. Next up, they're going to make some improvements to the save data guide. Basically for this, they're going to make the information about save data and some like mechanics easier for players to understand, which is very nice, because I think any kind of system that allows you to have like an in-game guide and ways to help you make your decision in-game instead of going to external sources to look at guides, I think that's a W for players, because while there are going to be people who are going to go online, look up guides and all that stuff, there's also people who just want to play the game and chill and want to have something in-game to give them the information they need. So I think anything like this is always a W. And they are also going to enhance the tutorials and introduce various methods to help players understand the system more easily. I think that the effectiveness of this will probably hinge though on how they fix the localization, because some stuff in the game, even as someone who speaks English, some stuff doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world, but some stuff they definitely need to fix the localization on to make it easier to understand. Then next up, they are going to be decreasing the cost of codex merging, which I haven't actually tried the codex mode. I probably will try that before season 1 drops, but they are going to make it so that the cost of merging the codexes, it's going to be reduced by 20%, which is super nice. And also we are going to get some extra units as daily mail for 2 weeks following the season 1 update. So we're going to get extra currency, which is super nice, regardless of if we're going to be using it for codex or if we're going to be using it for just general character, buffing and just character progression. But that'll be a cool thing to get as well. And also they plan to introduce a feature that grants 1 free merge per day, which I think is very good too, to just give people more of a way to play the game and not have to spend as many resources to be able to play the game, which is going to be pretty cool. I don't think the free merge per day is going to be at the beginning of season 1 based on the wording here, but we'll see when they implement it. I feel like something like that shouldn't take too much time to implement, but we'll see when they actually drop it in. Next up, they're going to improve the UI of the memory fragment system to make it more intuitive, which I think is pretty good. Just anything really to make things easier to understand is good. And of course the text in here is all in Korean, so I'm not going to go too in depth of like what things are looking like, but anything to make the set bonuses, like the and the information about the memory fragments easier to understand for the average player, I think that is going to be a very good thing overall. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like once we actually have that in English, so I can understand what I'm looking at. Then the last like big section here is going to be the affinity system. They are going to make some optimizations to it to lower the mission requirements for the growth missions. So the most recent one I did was level 15 affinity, which I only really did because of the gifts that they've been giving us in the gift box for like growing affinity. So decreasing the amount you need for that is super good, and they're also going to decrease the affinity requirement for getting stickers to level 7. So that'll allow people who want some more like customization with stickers to get those much easier. They're also going to add some extra gift products to the Traveler Memory Hall shop, as well as increasing the chance of getting gift items during excursions. So other ways to get the items as well to have a better way of raising the affinity. Then in December, they're also preparing a messenger system to probably get like special messages from characters. And they're also working on a preferred gift system. So probably like a character will have like, they'll like whatever gift they give you, but if you give them this one specific gift, their affinity is going to go up way more. So that is going to be pretty good as well. And yeah, those last two things aren't going to be right away. They probably will, like a lot of this is going to be December, but we'll see if those two are going to be along with the other affinity changes in December, or are we going to, you know, see those maybe a bit later on? Because this update should last until like mid-January for like the season 1. So we'll see what they end up doing there. And then finally, they did announce some extra features. They're going to introduce a quick formation system and turn indicator system, which will be pretty cool, considering that I think quick formation is probably like selecting all 3 members on the team at the same time instead of going like slot 1, choose, then slot 2, choose. So making it easier to just like set your team real quick if you're not using presets. And also an on-screen turn indicator is very good because it only shows up for like a little bit right now. So having just like a permanent on-screen like turn number is very nice. Then they're also introducing a new permanent content mode, tentatively titled Purification Protocol. And this one is, it's not going to be tied to seasonal save data, so it'll be a good thing that we can just do whenever. But they don't have much information yet as well. And then they also do just say that they're continuing to address ongoing issues and bugs, and they are working to refine the translation quality and in-game localization. Very good as well here. So improving this, plus also the story rewrite, I think things are looking up for Chaos Zero Nightmare. But those are the main highlights of the update here as well. I don't know if I'll make a full video about Yuki, but I did do a reaction as well, which should already be out by the time I'm posting, or will be out later, actually. I'm going to post this first. So if you do want to see that, or just want to see more Chaos Zero Nightmare content from me and you enjoy what you saw today, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.